Hi, Chris Whitelaw, Online Wealth Dynamics. In this little clip, I just like to engage in a bit of reflection. I'd like to ask you to consider what lies behind your interest in online marketing. What lies behind your willingness to invest your time and your money and your effort, and to make sacrifices in order to become skilled in the realm of internet marketing. I want you just to reflect for a moment what lies behind that. Because I think if you reflect upon that, you'll be able to make a connection with what we're doing with Online Wealth Dynamics and with the website that we've launched, GainBetterResultsOnline.com. What's really motivating you? I'm going to make some suggestions here, and it may not, in fact, be correct for you. And I'm drawing upon my own experience, and I think there's a very good chance that some of you may relate to this. Because I've done this reflecting myself over time. I think the biggest driver of all is a desire for a different lifestyle. Certainly been the case for me. I mean, my wake-up call was in 2007 when I could see myself as a very busy attorney, as a mediator, and a person working with commerce and business to help them resolve their disputes in a more effective way. Where I was at that time is I was really enjoying what I was doing. And when you're really enjoying something, it's more difficult really to stand back from it and reflect upon it than if you were in some job that you hated. So the penny dropped for me from a number of things that came together, coalesced around the same time. I read some articles, I read some books, went and attended some seminars, and I went and listened to various people speak, and they made an impression upon me that changed my thinking. And the fundamental thing was this: I became aware that there's a choice here to either stay a solopreneur, a solo business operator, a professional person who has certain skills, and I'm selling my skills in the marketplace. But there's only me. There's only my time, my skill, and there's only so many hours a day that I can do what I'm doing and sell my time for my income. So there's severe limitations. I can only increase my revenue by putting in more hours or lifting my rates or both. So that's not where I wanted to stay for a very long time. And the alternative that was presented to me, and presented to me in the context of learning about online marketing, successful marketing, and creating a business, is that there were major differences. I could, if I did this successfully, set up a business or multiple businesses that, once they were established correctly, could basically run by themselves. Robert Kiyosaki is one of those people who's been out there for the last 20 years talking about this, but I wasn't really picking up the message. It wasn't coming through to my antennae. But then it did. And from that day onwards, I became very, very focused and motivated about making this transition from the solopreneur who only has his own time or her own time, skill to sell, to setting up a business or businesses, or multiple businesses that became self-sustaining if done the right way, and generating automated passive income on a regular basis, 24/7. And as a result of that, and again I keep emphasizing, if you do it the right way, continually buying me more freedom, not just financial freedom, but time freedom, which is probably the most valuable asset to acquire. Choice freedom. So that as time goes by and we put in that hard work, And I'm not saying this comes on a silver plate. I disabuse you of that. It doesn't. It is about learning, getting the right information, and then going out there and doing the hard yards and putting it into effect and getting the outcomes that you need, which is an successful automated business that can bring in your revenue, the revenue that you've set for yourself. Now, in the beginning, you might just say, look, I'm earning $50,000 a year. I just want to replicate that. I want to replace that. And that is often the best initial goal to have. Just replace your existing income coming from a job or a business that totally is consuming your time. Because once you get to that first point, you have your first major choice. Now, if you don't like the other work where you're just selling time for money, well, then you have the choice to give it up. So that's a huge transition point. The ability and a personal choice to give up something that you were previously doing, because now you can do without it. But if you enjoy it, as I've always enjoyed the work I've done, I've never given it up, because I never wanted to give it up, but I've been able to tone it down, reduce those number of hours, and freeing myself up more for the business building and the working on business growth, because the return on investment over the years ahead is so much bigger, and it just keeps expanding my choice. And you know, it's a wonderful thing to be in a position to say that because of now what you put into place, you can say, well, now, you know, I'm going to reward myself and reward my family. We're going to go and take a holiday for a couple of months. And, you know, when we come back, everything's going to still be absolutely as it was before, if not better, because you have a whole team in place looking after your interests. Now, on another video, I'll talk about the team aspect, because I'm not necessarily talking about a bricks and mortar office place, you know, with employees and stuff like that. Many people in the online environment have no need for a bricks and mortar place. Some do as they get bigger, and many of them rely very much on outsourcing and outtasking to people anywhere around the world who have the right skills and who do the jobs just as good as anyone could do in your local city, but at a much cheaper price. So, bottom line here is, aren't we really doing this? Isn't this the real motivating reason? Is that we want to transform our lifestyles. We want to have a better lifestyle, more choice, more opportunity. And it's not just about the money, it's about the way that the online environment and successful online businesses can free up our time. I hope this has made an impact on you, and if it does, I hope you'll look into this further, look at some of the other videos that we've presented or made available for you on this page, and if it makes sense to you, if it's attractive to you, I hope you'll, you know, after reading the Winning the Internet Game book, 10 Critical Steps to Getting Better Results Online, which is available to you, that you'll see that there's a lot to be gained. Come on board with us and let us work with you to get you up to that first critical level of success upon which all further levels of success will be built, and that's to become a strategic entrepreneur with a viable business, at least one that works on this automated revenue basis, and which doesn't consume all your time, but which is leading to freeing up your time. Once you've reached that point, really, it is true that all the rest is blue sky, and it will just be simply a matter of you choosing what you want to go for next. But you'll be able to make that choice with knowledge, with as a savvy internet marketer who's able to strategically plan your next move and where you want to go.